And now, how do you feel? Much better, thanks, Grandpa. Oh, are you leaving? Is this the guy that was chasing you? Yes, it's other people whose faces I don't remember, but I remember its smell. They seem all like a race like me, although with certain differences. Races? What a colonial language. Huh? But I understand your point. I will investigate the matter. Meanwhile, you can sleep on the couch. Go there and rest, Dodgerland. Why do you call me that? Why, did they baptize you today? But let's leave the question for later. Now to sleep. The brand went up faster this year. I prepare for the worst. I'll be underwater. I'll try to hold on so I don't separate from the rest. There's nothing to fear. I'm a madman. I can mold my body to survive. And if these waves get big prolonged, I'll be forced to hibernate. It's something I can bear. What are those noises? Why are the fish so upset? What kind of animal is that? It has a ferocious roar. Dodgerland! Are you okay? You're sweating a lot. Well, would you like breakfast? Surely that will lift your spirits and make you feel better. You don't understand me, right? Don't worry, CDMX. He will help us understand each other. He's an excellent polyglot. You see, when he was younger, he was professor. Staff from New Spain, and also 10 a.m. God, how silly, I forgot that we don't understand each other. I like to hear you speak. So, where does he come from? Europe. And how did you know his name? Contacts and internet? What language does he speak? What is your favorite dish? Why was he never introduced to me? Why do you dress like that? Why do we shelter it? He's immigrant? Do you like rice pudding? What makes you think I know all that? You are the capital. You always find out everything from I don't know where. You are right, my dear. I have countrymen and acquaintances in the CIA. I usually find out about every piece of gossip that you can't imagine. Tremendous novels put together. Sweetness. But back to your question, there is a strange irregularity in the North and the English Channel over there in Europe, the day that continent was infested by aves. Oh, I remember it. Then you saw it. They were mostly violet-colored and many blended in with the color of the sky. Several countries witnessed it. It looked nice, although at the moment I saw that it was a premonition of the end of the world. End of the world, you say? I don't believe in those things since 2012. Natural is a phenomenon insurance that climbed the scale from incredible to spectacular. Although, after the appearance of Doggy, I begin to suspect that it is something big. Or maybe it was just a coincidence. I wonder if you will agree to talk about this topic with me. Whenever I want to talk about the Spanish Empire with Spanish speakers, they end up getting upset with me. The only ones who have listened to me are Peru and the Philippines, because the rest do not understand that I say it differently. Why don't they say anything to the rest of the descendants of empires? Why am I the only one affected? So bad was what he did. How to make it a monster? What was that? Say, good morning, ma'am. Mr. Mexico at home? Spain is looking for him. Of course, this one. Pass, pass. Oh, thank you very much. I hope I'm not a bother. Not at all. Right now, I'll make it go down. Mexico, you have visitor. I'm sorry, my body still hurts. So I told him to go up. In a while, I uploaded something for you to get better. I'm sorry, son. Sick last night and still feel bad. I understand. In that case, I will go up and I will guide you. Wow, who are you? The pizza boy. Now get on or I'll get you stabbed in the back. Calm down, daughter. She's just playing. Clever, it's gone. You can go out now, but silent. We'll take advantage of the time to dress you up and teach you tricks to change your appearance. The front door is his room. Go and knock. Won't you come with me? I'm not the one looking for it. Good luck. Anyone there? Yes, Mr. Mexico, it's me, Spain. I came here to have a talk with you. A more intimate talk. You can come in, the door is open. This place is dark and very scary. Sorry for the mess, I was taking a nap. I'll open the windows to let in the sunlight. Don't bother, I'll open them. I don't want to fatigue you. You know why am I here, right? I have an idea. I want to talk about something delicate. I want to remedy the past that my ancestors will leave, to put the differences aside, and that you don't hate me. I want to clean the image that the Spanish Empire left on you. Above all, I want my people feel proud of who I am will be, and that this topic is not a taboo between us. Very nice, your discourse and all. But Spain, I don't hate you. I want to love that before anything else. Watch, dear. Changing the color of our skin is easier than it seems. We are beings of the earth too, and how we can modify our appearance. You see it? It's simple. Now your turn. Try it. Take it easy, dear. No need to hold your breath. Are they still with that? We are making progress. Doggy, listen, just let it flow like water. Did you see something? I will not continue practicing. Maybe it was just my imagination, but for some reason, I feel intrigued when CDMX stares at me. It's a heavy feeling that scares me. Wonderful! It's good progress! Actually, the whole conquest thing stopped. I'm behaving. I'll do some time. My father was in command of my territory, and my eyes were blinded by him, so that I will not worry. For my citizens, his way of protecting me, I never had a conflict with him, until the cry of pain with which he had problems were with the states now that make me, not all of them, but one or the other. I really don't know if it still affects them today. Does that mean that I should apologize to each state one by one? What? No, it is their problem if they are spiteful, not yours. And what about you? Don't you feel used? My father, he did terrible things, he made mistakes. But that doesn't make him a bad person. Look, I am the perfect example of screwing up 1,000,000 times with my selfish actions. But that does not make me a bad person. The political power they exercise over us is something that we cannot control. Remember that our rulers represent us. We try to be the voice of the people. Although with so much hate, it is difficult. You're not trying to justify it, right? Because Argentina told me. Don't pay attention to Argentina. That frog is spiteful. He has a strong and stubborn character like my grandfather. And yes, maybe I tried to justify my father because when he came to America, he was still a child. The ones who really governed were my grandparents and my great aunt, especially my grandfather Castillo, until eventually They were scratching one by one, and my father took over in 1715. When the Lego houses was fine for a while, after the outbreak of the French Revolution, everything began to decline. The external wars did not stop. The taxes rose. The monarchs feared a revolt, and any suspect was put to death. It was a matter of time for the prisoners to raise their voices like the English colonists did, the French, and now the Americans. Once a man comes into power, he hardly wants to go away empty-handed. That's what my father told me when I became independent. The idea that I was a republic scared him. Although at best, we may dealing with a frog ruler who doesn't know how to lead. Although if the abuse of power is constant and will be done consciously, we may be dealing with a tyrant. The Spanish Empire, was it a tyrant? I knew I would ask that. Look, I'll tell you. Grandpa Hidalgo told me, and there you will draw your own conclusions. What's going on? Grateful to your kindness. You see, after the independence outbreak, my young self did not understand what was going on around me. Everything was so sudden, and I had many questions. Father Hidalgo, do you think that my father is a tyrant? I know he sometimes gets drunk, but it's not bad. Son, calm down. Don't jump to conclusions so quickly. You must understand that the recent rulers of the empire have treated the people very well. Many people like us don't realize it until we live it in our own flesh. My duty as a priest is to guide the people to path of freedom. We are the only ones who can tell right from wrong. And although it is true that hypocritical priest, rest assured that Mayoria wants the best for you. We can understand their impotence because we are also discriminated. I was 14 years old at the time when my teachers were excommunicated and I never saw them again. Shortly after, I changed schools, but it didn't matter. No one knew why they had been expelled, and nobody talked about it either. Well, it was forbidden. But that day, I realized something. Things were going to get tough. While it is true that King Carlos modernized the empire, he brought with it the increase in taxes that not everyone could pay. He deprived us of opinion, and so on I keep. The arrival of Charles IV, who cowardly abdicated the throne to a French impostor who is not even by blood noble. The American Pueblo should not be under the rule of such a person. Napoleon? Yes. That is the name of the dictator who lashes out against the Spanish crown. Due to the incompetence of Carlos IV, we run the risk of being colonized by Napoleon. We have to show our disagreement with the abdication of the royal front, and also the mismanagement that they have exercised since King Carlos III. On the contrary, if the Spanish peninsula falls completely at the hands of Napoleon, I'm afraid we'll have to think about a possible independence. We must pray to the Lord so that the houses go in our favor. And as you can see, most of my countrymen were in favor of the monarchy, at least in the first centuries. That nonsense about the empire plundering us is nothing more than tales from the English to give it a bad reputation. My father, the richest had a good distribution without abusing, thanks to the management of the viceroys. I don't want to sound presumptuous either, but I was my father's favorite. And what else, Mr. Mexico? Okay, my father was married briefly with a Portuguese. What relationship do you want to establish with Mr. Mexico, Russia? Well, you know, it is a country with great resources. It could be useful to us in the future for possible alliances to remove ones and which will take the USA out of the way. That's all? I thought that you had made that alliances issue clear years ago. Don't you think it's about something else? At that time, I did not like Mr. Mexico. He seemed like a brother to the USA. They are always very close and they seem united. Then I realized It was just his gesture when he came begging me, asking for my help to deliver my vaccines in the midst of the pandemic that hit us years ago.